ICJ lawyers across the country and a section of Kenyans have opposed a public order amendment bill, terming it unconstitutional and urged Parliament against passing the draconian law. Critics of the bill that seeks to exclude protesters from protected areas, among them Parliament and State House, say the bill must be defeated at all cost through legal action and street protest. Apollo Kamau has more.
The government could be staring at mass action and court injunctions over the proposed public order amendment bill that seeks to limit the movement of protesters near protected areas while imposing punitive measures for violators. Critics of the bill, sponsored by Nairobi woman Representative Esther Passaris, say the bill, ostensibly intended to weed out goons in protests, is in violation of Chapter 37 of the Constitution, which allows Kenyans to picket and present petitions to public authorities.
The bill is for rejection by Parliament, but that Parliament, the Council Parliament, the most useless Parliament in our history, I will not be surprised if they pass it. But it's a bill that will not even pass the test of the constitutional test. If they pass it, that act will be declared unconstitutional by our courts. The courts are here, and the Constitution is supreme. That bill will not see the light of day. The Kenyan people will reject it on the streets, and they'll also reject it here in court.
We must remind this government, and particularly President Ruto, that he is operating on delegated powers. We must remind the police, under Chapter 15, they are operating on delegated powers. It is sad when you see that in Kenya, as our civic space is being closed and being constricted, a similar thing has happened in Uganda.
While proponents of the bill argue that the bill is meant to tame goons and avoid destruction of property, critics argue the state cannot dictate protests, as the move defeats the meaning of picketing as set out in Article 37 of the Constitution. Article 37 of the Constitution stipulates that every person has a right, peaceably and unarmed, to assemble, to demonstrate, to picket, and to present petitions to public authorities.
It cannot be the state determining for you where you can demonstrate or not demonstrate. And by its nature, a demonstration must be disruptive. It must disrupt the everyday occurrence. Why? Because you aim to make a point. When people go out to demonstrate, it is because the existing structures are not listening to them or responding to them. So you are resorting to a public demonstration to amplify your voice.
The bill proposes that protesters maintain a distance of at least 100 meters from protected institutions, Parliament, State House, and police stations. Parliament and police facilities have often borne the brunt of demonstrations as scrutiny grows over the conduct of both law enforcement and political leaders during public protests.
At what point do we see escalations and violence? Escalations occur when we see the police start using tear gas, water cannons, batons, and bullets.
If these youth manage to get to State House, all these people who are cheering them, hata hawa media personalities na comedians na nini walikuwa naenda kujipiga selfie, everybody could now be running helter-skelter, saving their life.
President William Ruto appears to have taken the cue from his mentor, the country's second president Daniel Moi, who revived restrictive laws, among them the Chiefs Authority Act, the Public Order, and the Preservation of Public Security Act, to curtail freedoms of assembly and expression.
Nafikiri ni kutumiwa na tumiwa akitaka kulegesha watu kwenye mambo ya zamani. Na mahali sahi wa Kenya tumefika, nafikiri tumetoka.
Watu waandamane, lakini restricted areas like court pia wamemess mpaka na evidence na files za watu. Unaona mambo kama hayo.
Shida si maandamano na shida si wananchi ama kudhibiti zile sehemu inafaa wananchi waende. Shida yetu kubwa ni viongozi wetu ambao wamekosa mwelekeo.
Given the current broad-based arrangement in Parliament, the bill is highly likely to pass, stoking more anger among Kenyans in a country where demonstrations are deeply rooted in the country's democratic history. Apollo Kamau, TV47 in Nairobi.